Hello everyone and welcome to another cook along, and today we have the lovely Fearne Cotton joining us in the Mindful Chef kitchen. Fearne, today we're going to be cooking a delicious recipe. We've got a Speedy Nasi Goreng tempeh.
Speedy and tempeh, two of my favourite words.
So gang, it's a 15-minute recipe. Fearne's going to help me out, so we should be able to get it done in that time. Sound good?
Let's do it.
Nice, okay, so first thing Fearne, what I need you to do, I need to chop up the shallot.
Yeah.
Can you get some oil into that pan, please,
Yeah.
and start that one going? Fearne, let's start off from the beginning. For everyone at home, we've known each other for a little while now.
Quite a long time, actually.
It's
like,
gone
how many years
quickly,
has it been?
hasn't it? It's got to be a good four or so.
Isn't that
Yeah.
mad? 4
It is
years
mad.
has flown.
It's going quick, isn't it? The grey hairs are coming
No,
in.
don't.
Not to you, not to you.
No,
to me.
they really are. I know, it's mad.
Do you remember though, I was trying to rack my brain this morning, do you remember how you actually heard of Mindful Chef in the first place?
I think I'd certainly seen you guys on social media, and I hadn't done a recipe box thing at that point, and I was getting to the stage of life with kids, and 4 of them, all different ages in the house, that I certainly needed a helping hand in the department of like organisation in general, and just having something that made my life a bit easier in terms of having food ready without me having to think about it. And I would often see your boxes dotted around my local area, and I was like, intrigued.
Yeah, I'll be honest, your area is in the catchment market, isn't it?
It is,
It's like that's
it
where
is.
Mindful Chef sort of started, so it's where a lot of the
It
customers
is.
come up. Right, here we go. Shallots straight in. So these, what we want is actually just to get them nice and crispy. So they add, obviously they're going to add a lot of flavour anyway of shallots, but equally they're just going to add a really nice texture into this whole dish. So if you can get that on the heat, Fearne, just keep turning it over. and
Okay,
sort of
I'll
getting
keep an eye on
crispy.
that.
Get that one going. And then in the meantime, I'm going to prep the tempeh as well. And sort of you alluded to there around sort of looking for a solution, I guess, to, just a busier lifestyle, I guess. Well, like, how does Mindful Chef actually help make your life a bit easier?
I mean, there was certainly a long period where Jessie and I, when we had very young kids and were sort of shattered from work, and you'd often get the kids in bed, and then you'd just sort of have a bowl of cereal, and it was quite a bleak affair. And you sort of couldn't be bothered to even think about it, and you hadn't been to the shops, you didn't have anything in to make anything decent anyway, and often porridge is like just a good quick, like, this is going to warm me up and fill me up. So having a box where it's just done, I haven't got to think about it, that changed how Jessie and I ate to start with, certainly. And now obviously with the family-based recipes, that's even more helpful. So it's been a game changer, quite frankly, Myles.
That's great to hear. And have you tried our Easy Night Range yet?
Yes, of course I have. Love the Easy Night Range. Do you know what I loved this week as well? Yeah. My little fruit box.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
I love my fruit box. There was nectarines in there and pears and all sorts. So yeah, love.
So what we've done here, we've got the tempeh, which is, I know, one of your favourites.
I love it. I know it can be controversial. Some people hate it. No. I love everything about it.
We were actually saying before, my wife hates it.
My husband hates it.
We both love it.
Love
so
it.
There you go. So for those who don't know, it's fermented soybeans, good source of protein.
And what have you mixed in with it?
So we've got an Asian paste in
Right.
with this one. So I'm going to bring those flavors. So what we'll do as well, we'll just get this one onto the heat as well. So if you just keep an eye for me, Fearne.
On both of them.
This is what I normally do. You know, I put the gas cooker or Giles on the cooking, and then if it gets burned, it's not my fault.
So there you go.
But yeah, the Easy Nights one, just quicker, easier. It's kind of like more tray baked sometimes if you're a busy parent. That's why I quite like it as well. 2 little ones.
Yeah.
Just be able to quickly do the chopping, throw it either into one pan or onto a tray into the oven.
Yeah, it makes a massive difference. I think evenings in our house have got probably more complicated now the kids are older, because we've got homework that we need to fit into the timeline of things, trying to get their uniform off them in the wash and then get them into something else, and then you're cooking, and it can feel so chaotic. So if you've got the food bit taken care of, it's just less stressful, and I want less stress, essentially. Talk to me about cabbage. Right, cabbage.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with a cabbage.
Cabbage? There's quite a lot. I think this is the thing, right? Is getting comfortable cooking different types of vegetables. I mean, with this one, all we're going to do is fry it off in the pan with the rest of it. It's going to sort of soak up all those flavours. For me, I think a lot of people, they might just boil it. That kind of just removes the flavour. It's quite bland, isn't it?
It's a bit what your nan would have done with it.
Yeah, exactly. What I do think you could do is sort of saute it with, a particular oil. sometimes, like sesame oil is always really nice. Just
Lovely.
saute it. Or actually, you know, you can sort of pop it in the oven as well, roast them up. Especially the big cabbage leaves, actually. That's really delicious. Not wasting those sort of bits of the ingredients.
Really
but what
nice.
we're going to do today is actually fry it off with the rest of the ingredients. So the next step, once we've got that tempeh sort of browned off a little bit, is actually we'll pop the cabbage and the ginger in with that as well. So we'll just grate the ginger. Now, talk to me as well. I've got 2 questions for you. One, do the children ever get involved? And, you know, like I know Sienna does because it's quite easy and it's all laid out and it's kind of like a game. And then also, sort of, do they take an interest? Like, does that health aspect come through for them? Are they interested in it at all at the moment?
I think so. I think they're starting to understand it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And we talk about food a lot because we've all got sort of different preferences in the house. I'm vegan, Jesse's pescatarian, the kids eat whatever they want because I'm not going to dictate to them at this age what they can and can't eat. So I'd rather they make up their mind. So I do cook meat at home and fish and eggs and use butter and milk in recipes for the kids. So yeah, they're really interested in cooking and baking. Honey loves baking with me, so we do a lot of baking. But I think they're both getting you know, Rex, now he's 9, he really quite likes the sort of feeling of independence that he's making something for himself or having a go at, you know, turning on the hob or whatever. So yeah, they're both starting to get a bit more interested and to help out.
It's nice though, isn't it? I guess you're instilling the sort of, well,
it's a good life skill
a bit
to
around
have,
like cooking, the life skill side.
I think when they go to uni, you hope they've got like 3 dishes in them that they can cook. That's what we've got with my stepson at the moment. He can do probably 3 dishes really well, and that's enough, I think.
Yeah, and it's good fun, I guess, getting the family involved, right?
It is.
Like spending that time. I mean, I know for a fact you're incredibly busy, always doing different things. It must be quite nice, actually, if you all get a little bit more involved in the box, whether it's what recipe have we got this week, or can you grate the carrot?
And I think for them trying new foods, like Honey's been really fussy forever. Rex is up for trying anything, so we've got 2 real extremes. He's up for trying new foods, giving new recipes a go, whereas Honey's kind of been a pizza, pasta, sausages girl. So we're trying to kind of get her introduced to more foods, and I think if they actually see the raw food or as the food as it starts and then what you can turn it into, that's all part of, I think, them understanding what they're eating, being probably a bit more willing to try something new. And it's not easy, I don't want to sugarcoat it because I think that, you know, makes other people go, oh God, my kid's so fussy and I'm failing. You know, I felt like that a lot because Honey has been so reluctant. But I think every time you cook with them, they get a little bit more intrigued and they feel a bit more empowered perhaps if they've helped to then actually try the end result. How are these getting too crispy or are these okay?
They are looking good. I think we've probably got, we're coming up to, probably got another 40 seconds or so.
Oh my God, you're so precise.
Very precise with the Myles chef. Right, this tempeh is looking good, starting to crisp up. You can see that here.
Dreamy.
What we want to do, okay, so now we're going to get this ginger in. Give that a little stir, and then also get all this cabbage in here.
Lovely.
Okay. And what I want you to do, Fearne, is just make sure that gets a good mix, okay?
That smells heaven.
And talk to me, you said about the fruit boxes earlier. Now, obviously, you know, we never just wanted to be just a recipe box. We always had these ideas of actually how can we make healthy eating easier for people across the week as well. And there's sort of a lot of other things you can actually get from Myles Chef. What other sort of things do you get in your box?
The smoothies are, again, a game changer. Everyone in our house is obsessed with smoothies. And everyone's got a real different idea about the perfect smoothie. Lola, my stepdaughter, is obsessed with the mango one.
Okay, yeah,
That's
nice.
all she ever wants is the mango one. Jessie and I love the mocha and the caramel, like the creamy ones.
Of course you do.
Really indulgent
really
ones.
Indulgent.
I love those ones. Rex and Honey love the berry ones.
Yeah.
So we have smoothie. I use my blender more than any other bit of apparatus in our kitchen. It's like soup, smoothies, everything. But certainly the smoothies, again, just to like either beef up breakfast or even if Honey's not eaten very well at dinner time and I've really kind of reached a moment of despair, I'll make her a smoothie and I know she's had something really nutritious. And
that's it, isn't it?
Yeah,
like, actually,
and she's not going to go to bed hungry.
Yeah, when you get a good smoothie, we can take those probably off the heat. When you've got a good smoothie, actually, you know, you have a lot of like the vegetables in, fruit as well. It's delicious. I think your house is really similar to mine.
Yeah.
We've got, like the children love the mango ones, like the more juice sort of ones. Claudia loves the really indulgent ones. I'm a big berry fan, to be honest.
The berry ones are great too. I mean,
good
they're all
morning
good.
one, the berry one, you know?
Yeah, and the one that's got ginger and lime in, that one, the zingy one. Oh, I love that one.
Good, isn't it?
Dreamy. How long for this? Is this doing all right?
Yeah, that's looking pretty good. What we'll do is, all we want to do is just get that one started. So I think now, you can see from this recipe, we've got a load of vegetables in there, good source of protein as well. It's nice colours as well, which we always like in food.
And this is a really good example of a plant-based meal that is packed with not only flavour, but you've got the protein in there as well,
Exactly.
which I think people who are nervous about trying plant-based eating, it's the protein that I think people are worried about. Where will I get my protein? And there are a lot of different ways that you can.
I mean, it's the age-old thing, isn't it? Like, people still worried about that. I think it is definitely getting better now.
Yeah.
You know, but actually, as you can see, this dish is a really good balance of all the different sort of macronutrients, to be fair. Right, so we've got that one going now. What we want to do as well, we're going to get this rice in. So, as I say, really quick recipe, this one. But literally, it's going to take us about 15 minutes. Really filling, so you don't need to worry about having that porridge again for dinner.
Before bed.
You can have this instead. So we're going to get that rice in as well. And we just do break that down for me, Fearne, and just keep giving it a stir. Also, limited amounts of washing up. That's good, right? Especially after you put the kids down.
The amount of washing up, or the amount of times I load and unload the dishwasher in our house is extraordinary. Like, if all 4 kids are there, and they were over the summer, I mean, Arthur's at university now, but when they're all there and we're sort of cooking relentlessly, or just the snacks, there's a lot of snacking, especially with the boys, like Arthur and Rex constantly snacking. I could do the dishwasher, I'm not even exaggerating, 6-7 times a day.
Yeah. Well, they're growing, aren't they?
Boring.
They need the energy.
So the less pots and pans we use, the better.
What we're doing as well, so now we're getting this little sauce that we want to go across all of that mix in there to really give it a great flavour. Do you know what this recipe reminds me of? So obviously Nasi Goreng comes from sort of Indonesia. We're doing our little mindful chef take on it. I've been there a few times. Sat on the beach, Claudia, Sienna, this lovely sort of peanut satay mix on the
God, how lovely.
on the tofu as well, whilst eating Nasi Goreng.
Get me to the beach.
I know. But that's a great thing, right? Also with recipe boxes, not only do you get variety, but also does what food is really meant to do. It's like take you back to
somewhere.
memories, right?
Yeah, dreamy. It's going to be so good.
Right,
it's making me very hungry.
And what I want you to do, can you please get half of those shallots onto there as well? And we'll just stir them in.
Mmm. Oh my God.
Now something else I know which is important to you. So just a couple minutes there, Fearne, for that one. Okay. You know, sustainable eating. Trying to do a bit better. Yeah. Reduce your impact on the world. This is actually one of our low carbon recipes.
Oh, amazing.
Do you know about them?
I do. I've cooked many of them myself.
So for anyone who doesn't, essentially we have a low carbon number of recipes on the menu every single week. It actually makes up about 50% of the recipes. Yeah. And essentially, you know, if everyone in the UK ate these sort of recipes, you know, we could reduce carbon emissions by 1.5 million tons, which is a massive fact, right? But actually, what we think is great is actually it just enables people, especially our customers, just to make a bit more of a conscious decision without even realising it. Yeah. Just giving them the option to do it.
Are quite a lot of those meals plant-based, just in terms of
do you know what?
Not using animal products, or does it differ?
Like, you'll generally have like a lot of the plant-based recipes on there, but actually a lot of the time, surprisingly to people, actually there'll be plenty of chicken and fish ones on there.
Brilliant,
as well.
That's amazing.
You know, it all comes down to the sourcing.
Yeah,
and equally, what type of different ingredients are you using within that whole dish? Yeah. And you know, how it's sourced, how it's transported, you know, actually getting recipes from Mindful Chef rather than supermarket, that reduces your emissions, just getting to and from there.
And also, because you portion everything up, there should not be any food waste at all, which is another, you know, huge part of the sustainability piece is, you know, when my kids don't eat well, I hate putting things in the food waste disposal. You want it to all be enjoyed and eaten. So I love the fact that everything's portioned and there's just no waste or faff at the end of it.
Right, I think that looks pretty good to go. What do you think? It smells pretty good.
Really, it smells incredible.
Okay, right, let's get this one going. What I want you to do, dish that one up. It's all about the presentation now.
As you can see, I'm not particularly.
Well, a bit of a mess.
I'm not a neat person.
Right. Was this the is this the sort of thing, you know, family at home would eat? Do you know
I reckon everyone but Honey. Again, Honey is the one that we still need to sort of work on. She's 7, so we've got time. My stepdaughter absolutely loves really lovely, flavoursome food like this. This would be her dream meal.
So this is actually Eartha chili. And this is actually like a little paste which comes from the Middle East, got a really nice smoky, sort of sweet flavour to it. So that's just going to add to it.
How spicy are we talking?
Not super spicy, but fine, alright?
This is the good thing. This is why I like Mindful Chef. Is I've never even heard of that, and I'm now trying it. And I think the variety of ingredients, the difference in recipe, and the difference in plant-based recipes each week is floating my boat, quite frankly.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got about 8 now, just on the 2-person
So
range,
good.
and then different ones across the book. So let's get digging, shall we?
Oh my gosh. That's so good.
Good, right?
Mmm.
That was 15 minutes pretty much on the dot, I think.
So quick.
Nice and quick.
Yeah.
Fearne, thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you.
I think we need to go and finish off these meals.
I'm eating this whole bowl.
If you would like to eat any recipes just like this one, head to mindfulchef.com and order yourself a box. And we'll see you again soon. Thanks everyone.